Hey everybody, welcome back to Majestic Collectibles. So, got some flea market finds here. These are all comics and magazines I picked up at the Blue Ribbon Flea Market, and that's in Spirit Lake, Iowa, Memorial Day, 4th of July weekend, weekend this year, and Labor Day. So I've got two more shows left coming up in July and September. Most of these, well, everything here, I think, in this stack is stuff I traded with my friend Corey from Coley Collectibles. So thank you, Corey. He got some really nice graded CGC stuff, and I got a huge pile of non-CGC stuff. A lot of this, just to warn you, I have to sort through it. Most of it is for my collection, but I'll see if I can upgrade some stuff. So there might be some beat up copies of these issues available if I've got a big upgrade on it or whatever. So let's get started on this. Mr. in Space 82. I know I have this. In fact, I probably have two or three. This came, actually, I think this came from Chad. Yep, that did. So this one's from Chad Colander from Coley Collectibles. I traded him for that one. And is that one? Nope. So X-Men 13, Juggernaut, pretty classic cover. I would say the vast majority of these books probably in that 5 to 7 range, averaging a 6. That would be my guess. This one's got a little bit of tanning around the edges, white cover, so you know, not terribly unusual. But other than that, really sharp. I've got to go through. Just got to go through and check, see what I got left. Number 39, this one's a little rough. You can see it's split down there and a little bit of a rough edge, which black covers, gosh, they just don't hold up well, so it's a tough book to get, but the price was right on it. Here's one of my all-time favorite X-Men covers, of course, because I'm a sci-fi horror guy, and it's got Frankenstein. I've got some of these. This one is probably one that might be for resale. I don't know yet, but I think pretty sure I've got a nicer copy, but it's a cover that always sells. This one's for me. Big Dark Shadows fan. Did not have this issue. I actually don't have a lot of the Dark Shadows issues on the gold key books, but I'm a little picky on them. So I see a lot of lower grade VG and below, so I kind of wanted something, in that 5 to 6, and that one probably won't quite make it. It's got that chip out of it, but it's one I didn't have. Cheap books, so no big deal. So a little bit of wear. So I'm going to go through. I got to add those to the pile and just see what I need after that. They're tough to find. I think it's 1 and 4. Issues 1 and 4 have a poster in them, and they're almost always missing. You can find the comics, but not with the posters attached. Pretty tough. Good photo cover of Jonathan Frid there. And here's a later one. They had the 16-page fun catalog. I can't even remember what's in there. I assume toys or something. And a lot of these later covers. This one's not a great cover. That's number 33, but it's not a great cover, but it's part of the series. Spectre, I believe that's Nick Cardy. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm pretty sure it is. It's a line I don't see a lot of. Always wanted to put this run together. I have very few of them. In fact, I have more lower numbers like 1, 2, and 3 than I do the higher ones. That's number 8, so pretty happy about that. Avengers 40, not a key book or anything, but a good cover. It's got Submariner, Hercules, Hawkeye on it, a Giant Man. Here's one for me. This was pretty much a sci-fi horror cover or horror book, I guess, in that era. It's superhero, but more of a sci-fi kind of twist on them. I don't see a lot of them. Don't see a lot of those early Charlton Blue Beetles, so I do pick those up when I run across them. Just a cool cover there, really nice condition. I do have buyers for that older Archie stuff, so that's one I'll probably flip. Spidey, I'm not sure on. I don't know. Fine Plus, that's probably pretty close to that. I know I've got this. That's the Hobgoblin reveal. So I don't know. That one might end up being for sale. Superman, just a fun cover, early 12 center, got Lois Lane on it. Just kind of picked that up for some back stock. I think these are from my friend Jason. He's set up in the building I used to right across from Chad and Corey, so I might have some of these mixed up a little bit. Actually, I thought I had them sorted, so I'm sure they'll watch the video and tell me and get it all straight. Spidey 23, I don't think I've got that issue. It's a little lower grade, but I tell you, any of those Spideys under 30, usually try and pick them up if they're solid anyway. And got some X-Men books here. These actually from a dealer in the room that I was in. If you watch the videos, they had some vinyl records, some non-sport cards, a little bit of, a lot of Pokemon, some die-cast. These came out of the one long box that had some vintage stuff in it, and they got me a pretty good deal. Again, I'm short on inventory. I don't know if I have these in my X-Men box. It's actually sitting to my left right now, these boxes, so I should have these sorted through hopefully pretty quick and know what I need to keep and upgrade on it. And these, I think I paid, I can't remember how many they were. I think it came out around $100, and then they cut me a deal for 80 or 85 on the X-Men books. But just some, just some nice covers in there. Don't see them like I used to. That's another set, especially Claremont, the Dave Cockrum covers. Trying to see, yeah, that is Dave Cockrum on there. And so they're starting to really pick up interest. Now these I didn't take apart, so 152, 53, and 54, and there's 52, and there's 54. I have no idea. They're all taped up. I didn't crack them loose on there, but I'm sure they're fine. They all look pretty nice. So nice little group there of that X-Men stuff. Oh, and it looks like, let me flip this pile over. It's a little easier for me. This is definitely staying with me on these things. Really, this one got a smudge right there in the center, but overall that's still better than the books I had. And this is not from the room, so I think these are back. These are from Corey or Chad again. Whoops. Well, that one bit the dust. Let's try that. Let's try that all over again. And that's why you beg and board them, so no harm done. We'll try that again. 137 Green Goblin cover. That's when I started buying comics, was just prior to that. So to see a $25 tag on it, like, man, I should have bought a few more with the nickels and dimes I was saving. Another X-Men. That's a pretty good book there. Oops. Spider-Man 107. I always liked those from about 95 to about 110, 112. They just really kind of redesigned the logo and the arc and story arc and stuff on them. I really thought it was pretty cool. It's a good time to jump on that book, and that's about when I started. So I'm probably highly biased on those issues of Spidey. 200's not a book I see a ton around here. It's usually pretty rough when I get it, and it's a Romita cover, so that's another one I do try and pick up regardless. And back to some X-Men, which I had that in the other batch. And I got to tell you right now, I didn't realize till just now I got dupes. So sometimes you get busy. We were really swamped there for a couple of days, so I was kind of did not have the time to look things over quite as well as I'm used to. But that's good, because that means I was selling some stuff, right? And you got your first appearances of Man-Wolf there. I won't ruin the story for you, but that was really interesting who that is. 121, kind of a classic cover. I don't know if everybody would count it as a classic cover, but I count it as a classic cover. Pretty good book there. Probably VG plus, fine minus. Another great Killer House of Mystery cover. Gosh, I don't have that issue either, or this one. Either one. I didn't have either one of those. And really fantastic shape. Got to be right around VF on them, I think. I've got a couple of these, but terrible condition. So that's a definite upgrade. Same with this one. I've got a couple. A little bit of a, scratch. something there, but it's still a lot nicer than mine. Here's one I was really thrilled to get. You get X-Men under 20, just like Spider-Man under 20, any of them really, Marvel superhero titles under 20 there. Probably a good solid 6.5. I'm not grading it. It was one I needed. First appearance of the Stranger, honestly maybe the last appearance of the Stranger, I can't remember. It's an okay cover. I do think there's some better, really iconic covers in this kind of area of the numbers, but I don't know, I needed it, so it didn't really matter, and I was really happy with the condition. Same here, that's another one I'm pretty sure I have, but boy, not that nice. And the colors and the black really pop on that particular book. Here's just some fun stuff, some monster stuff. Again, I don't see it like I used to. It used to be really common on this Conga and things, and I don't see it a lot. And these are way nicer than the ones I have. In fact, I don't have that one, so I need to get it. Same with the Gorgos. Some of the nicest condition Gorgo books I have ever seen or held on to. A little bit of rust on the staples, but it's not migrating. I can live with that, because they are just really sharp looking. Not a lot of damage, not a lot of writing on it. So not super rare, but I don't see them in this grade. So every one of those is going to be an upgrade. Then we're back to some more X stuff. I don't know, I'll have to put them together. I don't know if I got it necessarily a complete run, because I didn't get all the issues. There were some that were a little rougher, or I had multiple copies of. But those X-Men, from 94 to 140, 150, I do try and grab them. Another Spectre number 10. I believe that is also a Nick Carty cover on there. I'm trying to see. I don't see it right there, but I'm pretty sure it is. This is just a neat cover, Jack Kirby cover, of course. Captain America 101. So, shortly after it moved over from Tales of Suspense. I got that from Chad. That's what the CK is. That's his initials. Because we carry the same stuff, so that way they can kind of remember who's and who's when people are shopping. FF 79, I've always liked that cover. Not a rare book, but dang, that's a clean book. And this one's not, it's got some scrapes on there and stuff, but I gotta tell you, I think even with that edge damage, I think it's nicer than mine. And some of that I might be able to do a little something with. I'm not big on pressing things, but I might talk to somebody and see if I can't get that and improve that. This is some stuff I picked up from Jason again. Pretty sure it is. If I'm wrong, I guess let me know, but he's got the 70, that's his dealer booth number at one of the antique malls, so I'm pretty sure this is all from him. Just some Golden Age teen stuff there. It's not anything super special. I was out of the original Marvel Transformers, and so I just like to have a few in show stock. Kind of same with the G.I. Joe. I was getting picked over, so I just wanted to fill in a few issues. Just to have them on the show floor. Funny folks, again, really nice shaped book. The bag is a little cloudy, but it's actually a really high grade book. This one I'll have to look. I don't think I've got one this nice. So I'm going to go and double check on my Vampy collection. So I might have a little rougher one. Always one of my favorite covers though. You don't see many underwater covers on Vampirella, but that's probably the best one. Gay Comics 24. Let's see. I can't remember. Let me get the year on this. Got some foxing, but it's got a nice Good Girl bikini cover on it. 1946. Pretty good paper quality. I would say off-white for the most part. And really nice shape. Again, just a Golden Age book. I do have some others. I don't think I've got that one though. Let me skip that for just a second here. Here we go. Whoops. Super Duck. The Cockeyed Wonder. These have always sold. They're not a big dollar book, but people like them. They're kind of kitschy, I guess. I'm not really sure. Do have very interesting covers. So if it's clean, you know, and it's not falling apart, I usually pick up the Super Ducks. I don't know why, but it does have a following. G.I. Joe, not, you know, so these aren't really super valuable. War books are pretty hot. This is not one of them, and this is a little bit lower grade. It's got some fading on the cover, but I thought it was a really good cover with the tank and the Jeep, so I picked that up. These came from an outdoor vendor, ironically, on the way to see Chad and Corey to get those other books. So they had a little box there. I think they were $3 a piece. I believe that's correct. $3 a book. Gold Key Jetson's still pretty popular. It's number 5, so it won't be high dollar, but gosh, it does have a sub crease, but presents well. Good looking book. Lone Ranger. Let me see what number that is. 135, 1960. Good photo cover of Clayton Moore. Westerns, I usually don't buy them. I got to be honest, I'm not big on the Western titles, but photo-covered Lone Rangers still seem to have a following. Monsters, pretty good following on that. This one, lots of rubbing there, smudges, ink's coming off. Too bad overall. It's not bad grade, but I think it'll sell, and I don't get them very often anymore, but it's very popular. This one, you know, for $3, it's a 12-cent Green Lantern number 36. I gotta tell you, I don't know if I should check these, make sure they're complete. 1965. Not a hot seller. I've got them. I think I sold off the showcase years ago, but I kept most of the rest of the Green Lantern run. Nothing rare, but I thought, well, $3. This one I might keep for me, and I say might because I don't think I have it. It sure looks like a Wally Wood cover, which he did do covers, so he's mainly famous for the EC, Weird Science Fantasy, and so on and so forth. It is popped off, though, at the bottom staple, and I don't like that. A little bit of tanning. Number 22, 1963. I don't know. It'd be just a filler copy because I'm pretty sure I don't have that one. Definitely going to be upgraded. And last for the paper stuff. Not for everything I bought. Oh, these are heavy for their size. So Chad found these at a vendor, actually in my building. I had a chance to look around, and he saw them, and he's like, "Oh, I think that nut from Iowa is going to like those," and he was absolutely right. So he found them and bought them, and I just swapped them out. I like the bed sheet ones, which are the larger. These shrunk these down. Well, it's got to be real close to where they first shrunk them down, because this is 1935, and just brilliant covers, really good condition, not brittle. And this is interesting. They kept the sleeve. They must have had a subscription to it. Table Rock, Nebraska. Not sure where that's at. And oh, I think it just unfolds. But anyway, that's their subscription sleeve, and he put them inside there. So he had a subscription and kept them really nice. Most of these are some of the highest grade popular, well, modern mechanics here. But this style magazine that I've ever seen, really, just look how white that is. I think it was only, gosh, I want to say it was like $20 for 9 of them. Just some, yeah. So it was ridiculously good price. I got to tell you, I don't know if I'm going to sell too many of these either. They're not my main thing, but I really like that. Art Deco, you know, Buck Rogers, Flash Gordon era sci-fi based covers, and golly, I hope it's coming through on the video just how much these colors and these magazines are really popping out. I do have some. I don't track these. Well, I don't track anything real well, but I don't track these as well as the comics, so I'm gonna take me a while to dig things out. But I can't believe I would have anything even remotely this nice. So there's one in the sleeve. And that's really cool because then the label that you see down there in the corner doesn't get stuck on the cover, right? You don't have to worry about getting the label on the paper and messing up the cover. Not all magazines. I'm trying to show you. There we go. Ice sailing, and boy, I don't know if you ever read that. Gosh, I just realized that might be the first time that that sleeve was even pulled off that book. And let me get this one. Here's another one. You can see the sleeve is just slid in there, and it survived the postal system. I'm pretty sure in 2025, if you mailed that with the label and a sleeve, there would not be much left of it by the time they got there. That's really cool. It's got a fishing simulator game. Boy, if only they knew, right? What is that? 1938 on that. So not 100 years old, but coming along. Here's a Popular Science. Now this one, I'm going to take it out. This is kind of a tragedy here. I think it's one of the better covers. And you might have picked it up here. Boy, that's been in here a while. I think that plastic shrunk. You can see it's got some mouse chewing damage, but I really like the wild cover on there. Incorporating mechanics and handicraft. You could make that in your garage, right? Well, at least wanted you to think they could, kind of deal. And the last one for the paper batch, Back to Modern Mechanics, 1935 again on that one, and just another wild fantasy airship cover on that. So that's it for these flea market finds. Remember, I will be back, Spirit Lake, Iowa, and that's the Dickinson County Fairgrounds, Blue Ribbon Flea Market. If you guys got some comics, action figures, toys, these old magazines like World War II and older, or any other stuff, let me know. I'll be happy to take a look at them if you want to bring it in. Thanks for watching.